Hello, everybody. I hope you had a fantastic weekend. I know Friday you missed Palantir Weekly. Amit, Matt, the crew are currently in Las Vegas. So big shout out to Amit on his 26th birthday. Working hard for the Palantir community, working your ass off to make something of yourself in this world. Shout out to you. Very good example for all the young folk out there. In today's video, I want to talk about Palantir and all eyes on Palantir AIP, Palantir's artificial intelligence platform. Last quarter, in a letter to shareholders, Dr. Alex Karp at earnings says that we now have over 100 organizations testing Palantir AIP. This is an increase of over 100% because when we first announced Palantir AIP, we literally only had several dozen organizations that were trying it out. In the actual earnings call, Dr. Alex Karp was speaking, and he says that we're rolling out Palantir AIP to 300 more organizations. If you take the 100 plus 300, that gives you 400. And we only have around 420 clients, 421 clients off the top of my head, which means that we are rolling out Palantir AIP to every single client and customer that we are working with. Why? Because Palantir AIP, just like Palantir Foundry, is for anybody and everybody in any industry, both domestically and at the end of the day, if you go on Palantir's website, we are in over 50 different industries and sub-industries. I keep reiterating this as much as possible. When I first started covering Palantir, Palantir was only in a few dozen industries and sub-industries. They're literally everywhere, from helping Ferrari in the automotive racing field to working with the top hospitals in the United States, responsible for over 16% of all hospital beds, going from 0 to 60 really fast, because 2 years ago, Palantir was not even in the healthcare sector. Now it's our third largest vertical. It doesn't just stop there. We have Palantir for crypto. We have Palantir for banking. We have Palantir for agriculture. We have Palantir pretty much for anything you need help in. Now, I know it might sound cliche, it might sound corny, and it might sound like I'm jiving you, but in reality, that's a fact, Jack. People don't understand the power of Palantir and the opportunity of Palantir, and it's quite simple. Palantir does AI and ML, artificial intelligence and machine learning. And while it's the fad and everybody supposedly is doing machine learning and artificial intelligence, only Palantir actually has not just a minimum viable product, but in actuality, a product that they can launch, are launching, and not only host a demo day, but have not one, but two artificial intelligent platform conventions, literally showing you companies and organizations that are transforming the way they do business using Palantir AIP. While other companies, specifically Snowflake, specifically Databricks, specifically C3 AI, and dozens of other companies stating that they have some type of large language model or generative AI, they at the end of the day are pretty much full of shit, or they might have an idea, a fart in the wind, so to speak, without actually having a plan to distribute the product. Why? They are no better than the PowerPoint and Excel presentations or cockroach.com that Alex Karp is talking about all the time. You see, Snowflake, Databricks, C3 AI, they're good companies. They're not shit companies, and they have great products, but their products don't compare to Palantir. That doesn't mean that there's no need for their products. That just means possible levels with the highest degree and the highest caliber, only Palantir is going to get the job done, both domestically and abroad, both working with non-military and military government and working with the largest corporations in the entire world. Palantir is for you. Palantir got your back. Now, Palantir AIP is spreading like wildfire. And I know it's going to sound really crazy and the haters are going to laugh at this, but that's okay. You can suck it 2 times. Palantir needs a way forward to actually monetizing Palantir AIP. I know it sounds crazy because I just said that a lot of companies are using Palantir AIP, and that is a fact. However, we don't know how much they are paying, if anything at all, and we do know that Palantir is hosting Palantir AIP boot camps. Why? They're going direct to the consumer, in this case, the big businesses. How? They're hosting these demos. And as per Shyam Senker and Lewis Mosley and a lot of other people that work for Palantir, and I'm about to give you a quick sneak peek, so stick with me. Palantir AIP is ready to launch from nothing to 5 days and actually start transforming your company. Not 6 months, not 5 months, not 2 years, not 5 years, not even not in theory, not theoretically this can work, but in actuality, this does work. And the key to this, I believe, is that Palantir has been doing this for the better part of 2 decades. They just never called it Palantir AIP, or people didn't really know what large language models were. But Palantir had generative AI for quite a while. And by the time other companies are going to catch up, and I'll show you proof in just a moment, Palantir is going to be in the next level. You see, Palantir doesn't only compete in the field, they excel in the field of data science, machine learning, artificial intelligence. And that's not just me. That's a report literally saying that Palantir is number 1, ahead of Google, ahead of Microsoft, far ahead of C3 AI, Databricks. Snowflake is nowhere to be seen. So a lot of people can hate, and that's okay. We will figure out how to monetize Palantir's AIP, artificial intelligence platform. Because if you're using an LLM for your company, one thing is for certain, you need to be able to extract data, not write poems, but transform and build an empire from your business or your government entity, so on and so forth. And I think Palantir is at the forefront of working with KLLMs, as per Shyam Senker, which just means multiple large language models. ChatGPT is cool, and Bard is cool, and several other LLMs are cool. But what if you need to take all of them and you're working with all of them and you need to extract useful data? Well, Palantir got your back, and probably one of the few companies on the market that can do that. Listen to Lewis Mosley talking about Palantir AIP and the strength of Palantir AIP. And then I want to show you what a couple of forward deployed engineers from Palantir had to say about the secret sauce of Palantir Ontology and Palantir AIP. Check out the screen.
Why have these bootcamps been so successful? Our customers are able to start solving business problems in the first hour. Instead of trying to figure out how to assemble a brand new technology stack to attack these problems, they're able to start iterating with AI, with data, with tools on concrete business problems. One of the things that we've heard from our customers is they're sick of being talked at and demoed to about AI. They want to get their hands on the keyboard and start to see for themselves, can I drive value against this problem that really matters to my business now? What bootcamps are enabling them to do is to immediately start work on those specific problems, identify what is feasible, what is not feasible, and how they can continue to iterate towards more ambitious solutions, and also develop their own skills and intuition to be able to take those capabilities and apply them to myriad business problems outside of the bootcamp once they leave.
Guys, I apologize. That's Ted Mabry. He's head of global products. That is not Lewis Mosley, who's head of Palantir Europe, Palantir UK. I apologize for that. But I wanted to read you the secret sauce of Palantir from a forward deployed engineer over at Palantir. Check this out. This is Chad Walquist. He's an architect at Palantir, ex-Amazon employee, ex-Tyson Foods employee. Interestingly enough, Tyson Foods also uses Palantir AIP. I get asked multiple times a day, what is an ontology? Ontology is the study of nature of being, exists, or reality. In our system, the goal of ontology is to bridge human reality, enabling human-computer symbiosis. The real power of Palantir Technologies, taking it one step further, AI models like large language models bring the power of human reasoning to computers. That's why ontology and AI is so magical in what it can achieve so quickly. So while a regular LLM like a Bard or a ChatGPT, it has computer brains, it doesn't have reasoning. Ontology allows you to have the reasoning as per my man right here, Chad. If you go a little bit lower, this is a testimonial from Tyler Robb. He's a strategic account technologies. The testimonial is not from him. He's just sharing this. AIP Bootcamp testimonial. I approached this engagement very critically and can say that I left exceptionally pleased. It's hard for someone to come in and build a product in one day, especially when we have been working with other entities for months and hadn't seen results. We worked with Palantir and got the results that we wanted in less than 8 hours. We presented to our CEO the very next day. That is the huge difference right now between Palantir and all of the competitors. While the other competitors are talking about what they could do in theory, Palantir is doing it in actuality, and they're getting into the C-level executives' hands. This is a report that just came out from Dresner Advisory Services, and it says AI, data science, and machine learning market study. If you go down to Palantir, it's going to give you this chart right here. Palantir is ranked number one. Top ranked vendors include blah, blah, blah. Right here is Palantir number one. So it's a tie between Data Robot, Domino Data Labs, and Palantir for number one. After that, you have Google. I'm mentioning Google because it's a really big company. All of these little dots mean something. Palantir has the highest overall score, which is in the green. The total, right? Palantir scored the highest in analytical features and functions, usability, and open source support. Very, very interesting. At the end of the day, I can read you tons of articles. I could read you tons of demos. I'm showing you guys tons of demos, and I'm showing you letters from Dr. Alex Karp. At the end of the day, it's either put up or shut up. Please don't have high expectations for this next quarter, for these results that are coming up right now. We are estimated to do 13% growth. I'm not expecting any massive beats, although it would be very welcome. However, I am expecting massive beats in the second half of 2024. You can screenshot this, you can clip this, you can quote this. It takes time to land these contracts, but I believe they're doing everything necessary and everything that they could to expand further, the same way they expanded working with the NIH and NHS, starting with a $1 and £1 contract and expanding that to over $100 million each in contracts, literally since 2019, 2020, right? COVID-19. So in the course of the last 3-4 years, think about that. That's tens of millions of dollars worth of contracts each. They did the same thing with the military. They did the same thing with private healthcare, and that's exactly what we're doing with Palantir AIP. At the end of the day, you don't need to showboat. You don't need to flap your gums. You just need to show that your product is working frontline and center. I am looking for them to expand their current contracts, expand their current customers, and I'm looking for their net dollar retention to actually start going up. I hope it happens in this quarter, but I do see it happening in quarter 2, 3, 4 of next year. So basically a year from now, the net dollar retention is going to go up because in order for you to be doing Palantir AIP, you already have to be a Palantir Foundry or Palantir Gotham customer, which would be commercial or government use cases. So if the net dollar retention is going to go up, which last quarter I believe is 110 or 111%. At one point we had like 145%. If you guys remember that, if you guys are OGs, and that number keeps going down. I'm looking for an expanded number of customers as well. So even if you haven't been using Palantir Foundry and then onboarding or stacking with Palantir AIP, I'm hoping through word of mouth, other people are hearing about the dopeness of Palantir and they sign up for Palantir Foundry and use Palantir AIP. I'm also looking forward to on-ramping new customers that have to use Palantir Foundry. Palantir Foundry, yeah, in order to work with the DoD using Palantir's FedRAMP program. I believe that they are patenting the word or trademarking the word FedStart. So it's going to be very interesting to see what's going to be happening. But open up your eyes, open up your minds, and see into the future. Try to predict what's going to happen. There's a couple of different camps. Some people only look at the bottom line, the numbers, and I get it. Those people only care about a balance sheet. I'm not going to say you're right. I'm not going to say you're wrong. I'm going to say that your style is definitely different than my style. And that not necessarily is the best way to do Palantir. But again, this is purely entertainment and education. And I could only tell you what I am doing. Fair warning, I have a shit ton of Palantir. Largest position for me. Tons of leaps, short leaps, long leaps, sell covered calls every single week. Make a pretty good salary selling covered calls on my Palantir. Largest position in my son's portfolio. Second largest position in my daughter's portfolio right after SoFi. Shout out to SoFi community. At the end of the day, I want Palantir to succeed. I believe Palantir will succeed. And I believe Palantir will be a $1 trillion company. Currently, Palantir is up like 130% year to date. And Palantir is still up around 50, 60% from all time. People think Palantir is down. It is not. It is up. It DPO'd at $10 and currently Palantir is trading at 15 something off the top of my head. Guys, at the end of the day, I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm not here to convince you of anything. You buy, you sell, you trade, you stay put. It's all up to you. I'm just giving you my own personal analysis, my own personal opinion, and the way that I, Adam Bergman, personally think about Palantir. What you do is up to you. Also, with the geopolitical uncertainty in the world, Palantir is so diverse that they have their hands in so many different aspects, including military abroad, including military domestically. They got that $250 million contract for research and development in artificial intelligence and machine learning. They have the JDAC, which is a $1 trillion program. Palantir is in so many different facets of our society. I don't think that they're going anywhere, and I think they're just going to keep expanding. Just give them some time. I'm sure glad to be a Palantir holder. It's fun. Thank you. Have a great day. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys are expecting for this earning. And do you believe that Palantir AIP is something, or do you think that it's full of shit? And remember, Dr. Alex Karp was sitting right next to Elon Musk in the AI security conference in the United States. And Dr. Alex Karp was one of 3 CEOs of private companies so far that will be at the same AI security conference in the UK, sitting right next to Rishi Sunak. Take it for what you want. Have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Amit, I hope you're getting absolutely blasted in Vegas with the boys and enjoying your birthday so you'll never forget. Don't drink with that hangover the next day. Take care.